Everybody, my name is Jimmy, for those of you who don't know, and this is my first YouTube video. I want to talk to you future nurse students about the HESI entrance exam. So the HESI entrance exam is going to be roughly about 4 subjects. You're going to have math, reading comprehension, vocabulary, and grammar. In order for you to apply for a nursing school, you need to take this exam. It's like when you're in high school, you're studying for those SATs, ACTs. It's when you're trying to go for other nursing programs that are asking for the TEAS exam. So usually these exams, they want you to cover 7 subjects. For some reason, my school only wanted to cover 4. So mine's covering math, reading, vocabulary, and grammar. This exam is a 4-hour exam, but you could finish whenever you are done. And this is the way that I studied for it. This is the way that I was able to pass my second time with over 80%. So for the math part, you're going to want to go over the book, the one that I just mentioned. I could put it in my bio, link in the bio. And I think you guys need to pay for it, but for my school, I was able to get a loaner book. And how it worked was that you check out the book, and within a week, you have to schedule the exam. So I remember seeing YouTube videos, and people, they were literally having months to study for this exam. And they literally only gave me a week. So make sure to really look over it thoroughly, because if you're like me, you weren't fortunate enough to have that much time to study. So second, the math part that you need to study besides the book is going to be fractions. You really want to go over adding, subtracting, multiplying, dividing fractions, and you need to do rational proportions. That's going to be about over like 60% of the math section. You're also going to look at the metric system. You want to learn how to convert. Example, kilograms to pounds. You want to look for basic algebra questions that you could solve. I mean, honestly, that part's pretty easy. Once you have the book, it's literally going to be just like those questions, just different numbers. So I really strongly recommend looking over YouTube videos on shortcuts to even do it. I mean, I remember finding that myself. They're going to try to get you to convert decimals into fractions and vice versa. So go over that. I mean, YouTube videos were definitely something that I would watch a video from 5 minutes and get the hang of it within 15 minutes after watching the video. So a total of like literally 20 minutes, I was able to master adding fractions and then subtracting, and then even the rational proportions. So some people, they don't even need to go over this part just because it's easy for them to remember stuff from high school or remember stuff from middle school. Second, you're going to go over the reading portion. So the reading portion, I can't stress this enough. You need to read thoroughly. You need to read out loud. You need to remind yourself to ask questions while reading the passage. Ask yourself who is the intended audience. Ask yourself what is the main purpose of this passage that you're reading. They're usually a 2-paragraph passage, and the questions that they're going to ask you, it's just as simple as going back to the passage and literally just looking for the answer that's in one of the questions that they're asking you. And it's going to be like word by word or just a slight word difference. And that's 9 out of 10 times going to be your answer unless they change the word slightly. So just really read thoroughly. Third, you're going to go over your vocab. So this can be like definitions of your medical terminology. They're going to have words that you probably hear in the hospital, words that you're probably using every day. And this part, you really just need to go over quizzes for the HESI on literally anything you could find online. And you could also do the ones based off of the book. It was pretty hard for me just because I was able to know the definition for the word, but it's literally to describe one word, they only had one other word to define that word that you're looking for. So it gets pretty hard just because I'm used to seeing things as being defined in 1 or 2 sentences max. And you need to figure out how to put this word into one word and make sure that's accurate and correlates with that. So next, you're going to go over the grammar. You're going to have to do 8 figures of speech. Okay, it's going to be lots of which sentence sounds more correct, which sentence has the best punctuation, and it's also going to go all over your adjectives. It's going to go over your nouns, all of that good stuff that you learned a long time ago. And for that, I just recommend YouTube videos. So study hard and do not underestimate this test. I mean, honestly, best thing to do is to study the most that you can and get it over with the first time before you're having to take it the second time and having to get like extreme test anxiety, which that was one thing I was used to. I was never one to fail an exam, and now that I didn't pass my first time, I was shook. I was like, "Are you serious?" I was second guessing myself this whole time. I had another week after that to study for it, and I mean, the point being, if you don't pass your first time, it's not the end of the world. Just study even harder, and yeah, I mean, it's definitely doable. So, good luck on your HESI entrance exam, and comment if you guys need any answers. Hopefully, I can do my best to help you guys out. Thank you.